Astarte here on this winter solstice, December 21st, 2010, a high holiday in the Wiccan pagan traditions. And it's a day of celebration and a day to be grateful for what we have in our lives. And this is an extra special solstice because we had a total eclipse of the moon last night. I stayed up for it. I prepped all day. When we left the house in the morning to run some errands, the sky was full of ships. So I knew that there were a lot of our star families here with us to experience this energy. And it was really beautiful and really powerful. The moon turned orange, reddish color. I'm sure everybody's probably seen the pictures by now. And it's just a really special time. The moon, you know, it controls the tides in the oceans, and it represents the moon cycle in women, and it's very much a water energy. And we're being called right now to heal the planet, our Mother Earth. And I just recently started watching Little Grandmother, and she started placing crystals in our Mother Earth and to reactivate the ley lines on the planet. And I really feel that she is such a pure soul. Her message is so clear and beautiful, and I started watching her a few weeks after I felt the ley line. That I have a ley line that runs actually right through my house, and since I lived here for 2 years now, have had to sleep parallel to the ley line. So my bed's in a kind of a weird position in the middle of the room on a diagonal, and a few weeks before I saw her video, I felt it start to shift from, well, my head's south, my feet were north, west, and my feet started going more to the right. I was having to sleep on my bed in a diagonal. So I ended up just moving the bed, and I just knew the ley line moved. And I just felt, well, maybe this is something to do with the pole shift that's going to happen. And then I watched Little Grandmother, and the first crystal that she laid in our Mother Earth was in Santa Fe, New Mexico, right here. And I'm really wondering if laying that crystal had something to do with an activation of that ley line, that when it came alive, that it actually needed to shift to be in its original true form of where it wanted to be. So she's asking us if we feel called to do it, to lay crystals ourselves. So I'm feeling that she's laying like the main crystals, like an acupuncture point on the body, on our Mother Earth. That she has these acupuncture points and these meridians, these energy lines that run around the whole planet, through the planet. And that Little Grandmother is doing the main pressure points, and that the rest of us, it's up to us to do the other points. So a friend of mine and myself, she had come into a large amount of quartz crystals, and we decided we were going to do the work. And I had no idea what I was getting into when I started this work, but it's brought the most amazing experiences into my life. And we are picking particular areas that had significance as far as ethnic reasons, and also water beds. We don't have a lot of water because we're in a high desert right here, but we have dry water beds, and we have little creeks, really. They call them rivers, but they're really just a little trickle right now. So the first day we laid 4 crystals, and what we do is we put our intention into the quartz. We program it for healing of the mother, healing of what it is that we're choosing. One of the first crystals that we laid, we asked for healing between the white man and the natives in this country, especially living in the Southwest. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place in that area. So we were putting our intention in this crystal that people would be able to find healing, that there was actually some water in this riverbed, that the water would heal itself, become clean again. And we talked about money. We felt that the money was very much part of white culture, and working with that, and what's going on right now with the financial collapse. You know, what are we going to do? And we finished this whole prayer, and we put the crystal in the water, and we turned around, and there was this native man standing right behind me. He came out of nowhere and just started talking to us. And it was just very interesting how he came right when we were working on the native culture. And my friend that is placing the crystals with me, she's half Native American. And we also asked for healing between and balance with the male and female energy right now on the planet. So this man comes, this native man, comes out of nowhere and asks us for money. And we were working with the money too. So we gave him a couple bucks, and he just hugged us, and we hugged him back, and we said I love you to each other. And it was this amazing experience. Then we go to the next location that we had chosen, because there's actually a Japanese concentration camp in Santa Fe at one time, and there just happened to be a riverbed in that area. So we were walking on the sidewalk deciding where we were going to put the crystal, and we were thinking we were going to put it on intersections between the rivers and the roads. So there were 2 intersections we could choose from. We didn't know which way to go, so we started walking. And for those of you who watch my videos know that I have a strong connection with the star families, and they guide me and talk to me. And as we were walking, they said, stop right here. So I'm like, wait, we have to go here. So it was me and my friend and my young son, and it was actually kind of a steep area to get down into the riverbed. So we had to kind of climb down. And we get down into the riverbed, and my friend, who was just about 6 feet from me, says, you have got to see this. So I go over there, and we are there to do healing with the Japanese culture and the American culture. And there is a book laying right there on the side of the riverbed, with a picture of a Japanese woman on the cover. And the title of the book is Beyond Cultures, or Beyond Culture. And, you know, it was just like, wow. We were in the flow, for sure, because we kept getting these affirmations, or, what do you call it, like synchronicities, confirmations about what we were doing was so powerful. And we put our intention and laid the crystal, and we've continued to do this. We're taking a little break right now. We have laid 12 crystals, and one of the last crystals we laid was my son's suggestion that we put one in our backyard. So I do have a ley line running through the house, so we put the crystal out there and you know, did our little ceremony and our intention and put the crystal in, and we came into the house and we were sitting right where we could see the backyard, and my dog started to bark like crazy. Now, every time he starts barking like crazy at the backyard, I get out my camera and take pictures, and there's orbs, which are light vehicles for different energetic beings. So he starts doing his little growl, little bark thing. So I get out my camera and I start taking pictures, and directly above where we laid the crystal, there were two orbs that came in first. Kind of a yellowish one and then kind of a bluish green one. And then there was this rainbow kind of blob, but it was a being right next to them. And as we're laying these crystals, we are doing it in the name of the tribe of many colors, which we feel that we are a part of, and you'll understand when you watch Little Grandmother. So I just started snapping pictures consecutively, and so these two orbs come in directly above where we laid the crystal. The rainbow being comes in, and then the rainbow being expanded, opened like a vortex, and these light beams came down out of the sky like a white silvery color, right straight down, and then kind of spread out a little bit right on that ley line. And another amazing experience. It just shows that this work is so important. We in the physical, we need to physically put the crystals back into the planet and help heal her. And with healing Mother Earth, we are healing ourselves. We are a mirror of the planet. And I'm going to get more into that later, but we can actively create rain where rain needs to be created, and etc., etc., with our bodies. So I'm just asking those of you out there, if you can find a friend, get together and start putting these crystals in the ley lines. You will be able to feel them, you will be guided, you will be shown where they are. And once you're shown where they are, when you just focus your energy on finding them, they become so apparent. Like, why didn't I see this before? It's almost like you can see them physically. And a lot of times they're very close to trees. So trees are a big part of this. Well, one lesson I learned was we need to listen to our children. It was his idea to lay the crystal in the backyard, and it was just a very fleeting statement he made. Oh, we should put one in the backyard. Very nonchalant. But it was the most incredibly powerful thing that we've done in laying these 12 crystals. So I'm just going to mention a few Ascension symptoms that we've been having. A lot of sinus congestion, a lot of ear pressure and popping, because we've got these new waves of energy coming in. And they're much like thinner, higher frequency, almost like when you go up into an airplane and you're going into thinner air. So these waves are coming down, and you get a lot of the same sensations like when you're in an airplane. Excuse me. Some vertigo and dizziness, digestive issues, heartburn, nausea, hunger, heart palpitations. We're doing a lot of clearing right now on the physical level. We have to get our bodies ready. There's a lot of clearing and letting go that we need to do right now, and it's not only emotional. There is physical clearing that needs to be done in the body. End of part 1. We're going to go to part 2.